will be good to grow over the summer and stuff like that. So,
Right.
All right. Go ahead if you want, Jen.
Yeah, I already started because I thought what you said was important, so that's why I wanted you to start over.
All right. Well,
We're going.
I'm just going to review quickly what the seed starter kit is. And what we did is we purchased some of these little kits from Lowe's. And this gives us a nice little contained windowsill unit that the teachers can put in each classroom. And so there's lots of ways to start seeds, but this is a nice little contained container. And the great thing is we treat these containers well. We can use them over and over and over from season to season, and we don't always have to use these little purchased pellets. We can do other things in here. We can put soil directly in there. We can make different kind of newspaper pots. So this is just step one, season one. These kits will hopefully treat us well for quite a while. So there is a printed instruction. We tried to do everything step by step. There's a list on the top that's going to tell you what we're going to give you in a little paper bag that'll be in the cupboard. And then there's a couple things that we need you to kind of gather yourself or make sure the class has. And it's things that the teacher should have available to you, so it shouldn't be hard to get. So the first thing you want to do, well, let me talk to you about this first. This activity you can do because it's so contained. You could do it in the classroom, but we're suggesting if the weather's nice, you can do it on a tarp or a portable table in the garden. You can do it really nicely on the steps of the amphitheater. There's lots of little platforms there for the kids to work on. The picnic tables will work, and if the weather is not good, you can also inquire with your teacher and in the office to see if room 3 is maybe available, or maybe room 14 for your time slot. Because you guys all pretty much know when you're going to be there. If you ask someone ahead of time, you can probably make arrangements. So after you read through this, it'll make more sense. But before you begin, what you're going to want to do is open up your little seed kit. It's going to start out like this. And you're going to want to take out 6 pellets and put them in the lid and keep 6 pellets in the tray. And I did this about 10 minutes ago. And you're going to pour about a cup of warm water on here. And the key is warm water. Cold might work fine, and it should, in a pinch, it's still going to soak up, but because we're kind of on a schedule and you don't want to be waiting for the seeds to soak, you can get warm water in the nurse's office. I just filled the water bottle. This is also going to be in your kit. Okay. And this will stay with the classroom, and this is how they will keep their seeds moist in the ongoing care. So put 6 in there, start them soaking, keep 6 dry, set those aside, and get the rest of your supplies set up. When your kids come to you, now you guys kind of know this, but the Garden of Learning suggests you work in small groups. It's easier, and this is a kit of 12, and we have classes of 30, so potentially you're going to have 3 groups of 10, something like that. Your class situation might be different. Older kids can maybe be split in half. You can elect other parents to come help you, and you can work in different areas, and you can do a larger number of the class at the same time. So there's multiple ways to perform this concept with your specific class situation. Everybody has a different time limit, different number of students, different teacher requirements, things like that. So just keep that in mind. This is just the steps. So when the students come to you, you're going to take a look at these soaked pellets. If they're fully expanded, mine are pretty good. If they're fully expanded, you can take them out. If not, have the kids feel one of the dry ones. And then have them go ahead and place it in the little tray.
Marta, can I see? Oh, I was going to show there. Okay.
Go ahead and have them place it in the tray. And then, that way each kid kind of gets one, or, shares it between 2.
So there's going to be 1 kit for each class?
There's going to be 3 kits for each class.
So each student will have their own plan.
Each student will have their own plan.
Okay.
And so, this is the very beginning of the lesson. They felt the pea pellets. Now you're going to pour about another cup of water in those other 6 pellets. And the reason I'm soaking 6 ahead of time is to make sure we have something ready to go and work with. If something goes wrong, if you couldn't get warm water and it's cold, I want to make sure you have something to get started with while the other ones soak. Okay. So that's the first step. You put those in there, you say, they're kind of floating around the top. Put them aside. I'm going to let those soak. now I want to share the seed packet with the kids. And it's really important to teach them about all the information that's on here. The most important thing is we got to figure out how deep to plant these seeds. So I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit. It's important to do that one of the first things. Maybe we could do this first too. I forgot about this. This is not in the directions. This is something I found later. But this is just a good introduction to what we're doing. Someone want to read the little poem or out loud for us? Anybody?
The seed sleeps in the soil. Soon a stem sprouts, reaching for light. Leaves come and the plant grows. Then a bud appears, opening to become a blossom. Some blossoms become fruit. Some become flowers. Flowers and fruits fade and change into seed. Seeds fall on the ground and rest in the soil. And the cycle goes round again.
So especially for the younger kids, this is a good little hands-on introduction, kind of get them settled into their spot when they first come to you. Because we're new to this program, we're always going to keep on finding things that we can kind of fit and add into the general thing. And the very young kids, you might even find a book or something that coordinates that you could read to them a week before or something like that. So back to the seed packet. You put them in the soaking tray. Right now I've got quite a few of the seed packets copied, so some of your kits will have the copies already in here. If you just have the seeds, you'll need to go to the copy machine beforehand and prep this. And I do mention that in the beginning of your instructions to make sure your copies are ready. So here I just ask you to have some kind of Q&A with the kids, and you're going to have to determine age level, what's appropriate. You can maybe point out pictures for the longer kids, point out the words. We're planting Italian, gigante, parsley today. There's a picture of it on here. When a farmer or a gardener plants seeds, there's a lot of important information they need to know, and it's all usually on the back of the seed packet. So you want to point out to them that there is specific information along the side. Most seed packets have it along the side. See if they can find maybe what time of year do they suggest that we plant this seed. It's on the back and it's along this thing. Marina, can you tell us what time of year they suggest us to plant this?
February through May or August through October?
So that's the kind of thing I want you to do is ask some questions and see if you can get the kids to give you an answer back. Keep them, instead of talking at them, keep them interacted and see if they can look through the information. There's some cute little kind of, I don't know what you call it, sales pitches about the variety or whatever. Having the older kids read through that is kind of fun, so they know what they're planting, tells what it's going to taste like, what it's good for, and things like that. So the most important thing we need to know today is how deep to plant it. Marta, can you find out anywhere on the packet where we're going to find out how deep we're going to plant?
A 1/4 inch.
It says a 1/4 inch. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Maybe we can even write that down.
You can have the little kids also, like, you can show them a 1/4 inch with their fingers, like how,
Yeah, we're
you know, how big is that, and, so that they can actually move their fingers to look like a 1/4 inch.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where
Do
I
you
put it,
need one of these?
but we're actually going to get to the point where we'll measure that out. So we're gonna note for right now that it's a 1/4 inch, and then in a little bit we're gonna mark a little tool that will help us plant the seeds at the right level. So the next thing we want to do is look at the seeds with them. And one important thing I'm asking everybody to do is to open these packets a specific way, because I want to be able to laminate them and then use them in the garden for some of our signage and stuff like that. So what I've always found really successful is if you just take a scissors and you cut off that very top edge of your seed packet. That way you're not messing up any of your information. You get a nice straight line and you can dump everything out. When you're done with this project, take this seed packet. There's a box in the copy room that says garden on it. You can just put it in there, and then I'll take care of laminating them and making them available for future use. So what we're going to have is a lot of different kinds of seeds. Some of the seeds are going to be really big, and you're going to find that you need 2 packets to get through all your kids. And I tried to make sure to provide you with enough seeds so every kid has one. Some seeds are going to be really tiny.
So are you gonna have the same, like, one packet will have all parsley, one packet will have all?
Most kits have 2 packets of the exact same variety to keep it easy for you.
Okay.
However, there are certain cases where we didn't have 2. And so, but you always will be able to do 1 packet in 1 tray, at least.
Okay.
Something like that. And then
But keep the same, all parsley in one tray. Don't
It-
mix it up.
if you can, but as we move through further, you'll see there's a mapping activity
Okay.
where we can map which ones are which as well. So that will go in. But like I said, we're going to try to give you 2 packets of all the same seeds to keep it easy for right now. But
Okay.
and it should be pretty easy. So when you have the bigger seeds like the corn or the pumpkin, you should be able to do some general math with the kids. You'll be able to count them into groups and say, we've got to figure out how many seeds we have. Do we have enough to fit in each one? The bigger seeds, we're going to just put 1 per pea pellet. These tiny little seeds, we could actually do 2 or 3 per pellet, but what we kind of want to do is assess how many are in there, because I don't want to open up all these packets before I give them to you. So I'm going to look in here. There's plenty of seeds in here. I can see we've
Tilt
got,
it more. Right there. Yeah.
I can see that we don't need to go through and count all these tiny little seeds and do some kind of problem. But you basically, when you open it, want to assess with the kids, you know, do we have enough seeds, or, you know, take that opportunity to do some math with them if you can. So I'm just going to put a couple seeds on that tray so they can kind of see them, and it'll make it easier for them to pick them up and pass them out. Now I'm going to talk to them about what these seeds are. And there's some